What's up, everybody? In this coding challenge, we're going to calculate the area of a circle using LINQ. Okay, so I've got Visual Studio 2022 console application open here. Now, this sounds like a very basic challenge. I mean, I think most of us know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. The method that you would write would be something like that returns a double and accepts a double as an input for the radius, and then just return math.pi times radius times radius. And that's a common answer that an entry level developer might give in an interview, and that certainly works for the area of a circle. But what if we wanted to calculate circumference? So would we have to write a second method, or we could use the same method, but we would have to change our return statement to 2 pi r? Or what if it was the volume of a sphere, which would be 4/3 pi r cubed? So the idea behind using a LINQ expression as a parameter here would be so that we can just use one method that accepts a LINQ expression, essentially a delegate, and we can just use that to calculate all of the above. So let's go about implementing that. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new shape class. So I'm going to right click on my project and go to add class, and I'm going to name it shape. Okay, I'm going to add a field, and for a radius. And what I want to do is create a constructor, and I want to pass a radius in to my constructor when the object is created. So I'm just going to go ahead and set our field equal to that. Now for my method, instead of having, like we said, instead of having a bunch of different methods for area, circumference, and so on, volume, whatever, we're just going to have one method. So we'll call it calculate. And instead of accepting, a double, parameter, we already have a field for radius here, and it's read only. So what we need to do, we're going to pass a LINQ expression, so essentially a delegate, into this method. So the way we do that is with the func keyword and angle brackets. Now this allows us to pass a type as an input type and output type. So I'm going to have essentially creating a function here that accepts an input, and also an input of type double, and also returns an output of type double. So, and since this is performing an operation, that's what I'm going to call it, operation. And now what is it actually operating on? Well, it's going to be operating on our radius. So like I said, if this function is pi r squared, or 2 pi r, that's our function, and r is our variable. So I'm just going to say return operation radius. Okay, so let's go back to our program.cs, and I'll just keep our class open there so you can see it. Okay, so let's see how we can go about testing this out. First thing I need is I need a radius. So I'm going to create double radius. I'll just set that equal to 4. Now I need an object of type shape. So shape, control dot to bring in my namespace shape, and we need to pass our radius into the constructor. So now we're just going to print out our calculation to the console. So console.writeLine, and I'm using string interpolation. So I'll say area equals, and we can just say shape.calculate. Now here's where we pass our LINQ expression. So we'll just say a goes to math.pi times radius times radius. And we'll go ahead and fire that up, Control F5. So we have our area, which is 50.26 and a lot of decimal places. If you want to, we can actually wrap that up in a math.round if you prefer. So I just would grab everything between the curly braces and type in math.round, paste it back in, and I'm going to go back to full screen here. And then I'm just going to say to 2 decimal places. So let's fire it up again, Control F5, 50.27. Okay, so now to see that this works, we'll also try it for circumference. So we're just going to say circumference equals, so it's going to be shaped the same method. So now we just change this, and you can keep the A. I'm just going to, for good measure, I'm just going to change it to C. It's math.pi times, well, actually, we can say 2 times pi times radius. And our circumference is 25.13. So you see we have used our method to calculate both properties of a circle, and this will work for anything else that you want to put in. If you want to test it with the volume of a sphere, which would be 4/3 pi r cubed, or the surface area of a sphere, which is like 4 pi r squared, anything with a radius, this will work for all of those things. Okay, so that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe, and I will see you next time.